A very good evening to you. All right, so before we start, can I see everyone switching on their cameras? Now, I sent you a message on the group a couple of times as well. I'd love to see your faces as this session goes along. One of the most tough things to handle is when I'm teaching a class and I see cameras switched off because I don't know if you're listening. I don't know if you're paying attention. All right, so I would love to see your faces. I would love to see your smiles. I'd love to see your acknowledgement as this session moves along. So very nice. I see a lot of faces. Shamini, nice to see you. Indika, Rafi, good to see you. Jean, Chaturya, Rosita, fantastic, fantastic. I'm seeing a lot of faces. Very nice, very good. Okay, so guys, before we start, I just like to speak with a couple of you, maybe 2 or 3 people, just to get an understanding of who you are, what is your background, and what brings you here to this webinar today. All right. So can I have maybe 1 or 2 people? Okay, let me call out someone. Chaturya, can you give me a quick introduction about yourself and what brings you here?
Good evening, sir. I'm Chaturya. Actually, I am recently graduated in my bachelor's degree, and for what I bring here is if I going to speak with someone, I haven't much confidence, and sometimes I'm just like freezing. That's the things I would like to join the class.
Fantastic. Nice to have you here. I hope you get something valuable from the session today. What's the degree that you have been doing? What's the
Management
degree?
information system.
Management Information Systems at local university or?
Yeah, it's Slit Malawi.
Oh, nice. Okay, fantastic. Nice to have you here, Chaturya. Shamini, what about you? Good evening. Can you give a quick introduction about yourself? You're on mute, Shamini. You have to unmute yourself. Are you there? What happened? You're still on mute. Shamini, can't hear you.
Yeah, hello, good evening, and all nice meeting you. Thank
Yes,
you
you
for
too.
calling me. And I'm a retired banker. I was a secretary working in a private bank. I'm a grandmother who, when I saw your advertisement, I could say that I just wanted to, join and know everything, and very much interested. The way you,
Fantastic.
yes, the way you
Fantastic.
presented your business.
Thank you. Nice to have you here. I hope you get something valuable from the session today. You can let me know your thoughts after the
Definitely.
session. All right. Fantastic. Okay. One more person, Rosita, how about you? Can you give a quick introduction about yourself?
Good evening, sir. I am from Venapur. I'm married with 2 children. My son is a male nurse and he is going to go to Australia for his higher studies. And my siblings are living in Australia and Canada. So I want to learn English and I joined your class.
Fantastic. Nice to have you here, Rosita. I hope you get something valuable from the session today. All right. Great. Okay, guys. So let's get started. I will ask you a couple of questions as we move along. A few of these questions I would like if you could unmute yourselves and then let me know. But at the same time, there'll be a couple of questions that I ask you where you have to drop your comments into the chat box. So make sure you engage actively and you're active throughout the entire session. All right. You're in communication with me throughout the entire session. All right. Okay, so in this webinar, I'm going to cover the 5 biggest mistakes that you make when it comes to speaking in front of an audience. If you can fix these 5 mistakes, you will definitely be a fantastic speaker. Now, can you fix all of these in one day? Probably not, which is why I also offer a 4-month training program that you can sign up to. And at the end of this 4-month training program, you will be able to speak confidently in front of any audience because I would have helped you overcome these 5 major mistakes that you make. Okay. So, guys, there are so many benefits to learning how to speak well. Okay. And while I'm explaining, I want you to put in the chat box as to how speaking confidently is going to change your life. Why are you here? Why do you want to learn how to speak better? How will learning how to speak better change your life? I want you to tell me in the chat box. Guys, there are so many benefits to learning how to speak well. Number one is you immediately get to level up your income. You get to earn more money because if you can speak well, I just met with two corporate guys today, right? They wanted to come on my podcast and have a conversation. And one of them was 29, one of them was 32. Both of them have made it to top levels in the banking sector. And one of the main skills that they highlighted that they have used when moving up the corporate ladder was that they communicated well. And they spoke to me so confidently, they spoke to me so assertively, and they're doing really well in their lives. And I asked them, look, people that are 29, 31, they're usually stuck at not even entry level, but mid level roles in the corporate sector. But these guys have made it to the top. And I said, how did you manage to do this at such a young age? And they said, aside from the competencies, aside from the skills that are necessary to succeed at the job, the number one thing that really helped them was the ability to speak without any fear. Guys, if you're doing sales, if you're trying to run a business, if you're trying to move up the corporate ladder, you need to know how to speak confidently. And trust me, it can make a massive difference in your life. You get to know more people, you get to network with people, you get to talk to people. And when you can do that without feeling nervous, without feeling shy, without feeling insecure about what you're going to say, you get to build a better network of people. And if you have a good network of people, it's very easy to move up in life. Does that make sense? You learn how to face interviews, you can deliver speeches, presentations at work, at university without feeling any fear at all. Guys, there are so many other benefits to learning how to speak well, but I want to know from your end. Can you drop a message into the chat box telling me why you are here? How will learning how to speak change your lives? Can you let me know? Will it help you get a promotion? Will it help you level up your income? Do you want to build a better personality? What brings you to this webinar today? Can you drop a quick text onto the chat box? Improve my leadership skills. All right, that's good. What else? What else? What else? Guys, I want to see some answers coming in. I want you to interact with me. There is no point if I'm just going to keep talking without you communicating back with me. So I need to see your answers. I need to see your interest. I need to see you engaging and interacting with me as this webinar goes on, right? So I want to know, why are you here? What brings you here? Right? You're not here to just sit and listen to me. You're here because you want to learn how to speak well. Okay, good. Sales promotion, improve personality, be confident. I conduct English classes. I would like to improve my speaking skills. Nice. To be confident, fantastic. Guys, this is what I want to see, okay? When I ask you a question, don't look around, don't look at your phone, don't be scared. I want you to answer my questions. Do you understand what I mean? Love it, love it, love it. I love these answers that are coming through. This is fantastic. Okay. Guys, before we start, let me give you a quick introduction as to who I am. Because right now, who am I? I'm just a random guy you saw on Facebook. Okay. You have no idea who I am. You have no idea what I've done. So let me give you a quick background as to who I am, what I've done, what my qualifications are, and what makes me qualified to speak to you here today to teach you how to speak confidently in front of a crowd. Okay. So my name is Sheshan Dias. You can call me Sheshan. You can call me sir, whatever you are comfortable with. Guys, the most interesting thing is that I didn't start off being a very confident speaker. Okay. One of the earliest experiences of public speaking that I remember is when I had to deliver the prayers of the faithful at church. Okay. I don't know how many of you are Catholics. All right. But we have this thing at church called the prayers of the faithful. Okay. We have to go in front of the altar, in front of the entire congregation, and we have to say a certain number of prayers we have to read out a certain number of prayers, asking God blessings for different things, right? And one of the key aspects of this particular prayer is that we have to say it in a bit of a sing-song voice. So now, before I went on to the altar, I had already practiced this. The pianist was supposed to play a tune on the piano, and I was supposed to go on the altar and sing it in a bit of a sing-song voice. I would have been about 8 or 9 years old. Okay. So I went up onto the altar and I started to say it, and I was completely off key. Okay. The pianist stopped playing the piano. The congregation looked at me like I had just killed somebody. And the priest who was sitting on his chair was looking front, and they looked at me like this. Right. I knew I messed up bad. I knew I had made a massive blunder, massive error. And I was a kid. I started crying and I walked off the altar. Right. One of the most embarrassing public speaking moments in my life. Fortunately, my parents were not the type of people that let me wallow in my misery. Right. So every other chance they got me to go and speak in front of a crowd, whether it was at school, whether it was at church, wherever they could push me to that I had to speak in front of people. They say, we don't care whether you're shy, we don't care whether you're nervous, you just go and do it. Right. You can cry all you want, you can complain all you want, we don't care, just go and do it. Right. And that, although I hated them at the time for it, ended up being one of the biggest blessings that I have ever got. So from a young age, I was just pushed to be in situations that I was very uncomfortable with. And when I used to get in front of audiences, I did not like it. I did not enjoy it. I was very nervous. I was very scared. But as I kept doing it, I started to get confident day by day. And then one of the most transformational moments in my life was when I started doing theater at college, right? I was a sportsman, and doing theater was something my mother had to drag me into, right? And I used to tell I went to St. Peter's College, right? And at St. Peter's College, doing a sport is the big thing, right? At that time, when I was going to school, doing drama was not really looked up upon, right? It was something that was looked down upon. If you're a sportsman, great, you're popular, you got all the credibility. You're doing drama, you're like, it's not great, right? But my mother said, fantastic, you're doing sports, but in order to build a better personality for yourself, in order to learn how to speak in front of an audience, in order to learn more about the arts, you need to go and do theater. Guys, I started my journey as a thespian in 2013. And ever since then, I've taken part in multiple plays, multiple productions, and theater has become a very close part of my life, a very important part of my life. And I believe that a lot of the training that I do, a lot of the presentations that I do, a lot of the sales talks that I make, a lot of the podcasts that I do, I get a lot of confidence in these situations because of the confidence that I have been able to build through theater. Do you understand what I mean? So even in my public speaking training programs, I have incorporated elements of theater into it. Not only does it make the lessons super fun, but it also gives you an opportunity to try something that you would never have tried if you weren't given the chance here. And it helps you build a different level of confidence. It helps you understand a different side of yourself, right? Once I left school, I started doing more and more activities, more and more engagements that were related to speaking in front of an audience. One of the first jobs that I got was that I was a news presenter on Gold FM. Now, the younger crowd might not really know what Gold FM is. As they say, old is gold, right? Most of the older crowd is who listens to Gold FM. So if you have ever heard the name Sheshan Dias on radio, I'm assuming it's not really the Gen Z crowd, right? Because you all don't listen to Gold FM. Okay. But I started my career as a news presenter on Gold FM. This was a fantastic opportunity for me because I really loved speaking in front of an audience, and I got the chance to speak to the entire country through the radio. And this gave me more and more opportunities to build my career as a compeer, as an event host. And that is how I started my career as a public speaker. All right. So I started doing comparing, I started hosting events. I started getting into the public speaking space over a period of time. All right. Then I thought, okay, aside from just doing public speaking myself, aside from just being on news, aside from just hosting events, let me also start training. And eventually, after a period of time, I got into public speaking training. In 2020, I started my own academy called the Success Academy. And I have been a trainer for IELTS, spoken English, and public speaking for the past 6 years. We were really big on IELTS for some time, and I'm very happy and proud to say that over a span of 3 years, we were able to help more than 300 students successfully get through the IELTS exam and make their dream of going to a foreign country, getting into a foreign university, getting foreign job placements come true. It was while I was doing IELTS training and spoken English that the need for public speaking training really came about, because a lot of the students that were trying to go abroad were really struggling to speak in front of people, right? It's like Chaturya mentioned, sometimes your vocabulary is good, but when you see people, Chaturya, what happens? You get a bit tongue-tied, you get a bit nervous, right? You don't know the right thing to say, you don't know the right words to use. And sometimes, even if you do, you might not have the confidence to say it out loud. And this was a big need for people that were going abroad, which is why I started doing public speaking training as a separate program altogether. So we have been doing public speaking training for some time. I have a 4-month coaching program. And the reason I have a 4-month coaching program, a lot of people say, okay, you can do this in 1 month, you can do this in 10 days. I've seen a lot of programs out there that do it in a very small period of time, because that is also what people want nowadays. They want quick results, they want fast things. Guys, but the reality is, if you want to get good as a speaker, it's not something you can do in a day. It's not something that you can do in 5 days. You need to practice consistently over a period of time if you want to become good as a speaker. Make sense? So guys, I am the founder, I'm the head lecturer at the Success Academy. I also work in an IT startup called Better Cyber Career. And I highlight this because a lot of people come to me for interview training. A lot of people come to me for leadership training. A lot of people come to me to understand how you can manage a team, how you can speak and motivate your employees. Now, I'm not someone that has just learned the theoretical aspect of this and I'm teaching you off books. I manage a team of 25 people under me, right? And I have been working in this capacity for the past 6 years, right? So I have the experience to show you and educate you exactly what you need to do when you're going to face an interview, when you're managing a team, how you can manage office politics, all of these different things I can give you an understanding on. And I don't do it off just book knowledge, not just from my degree or my master's, it's from practical experience. All right. I'm also affiliated to an institute called Mystical Rose, International Institute of Mystical Rose, where I do public speaking training, speech and drama. I do corporate training for them. And I quit my job as a news presenter a couple of years back, but it's something I'm very proud of. And it's something that gives me a lot of credibility when it comes to being a public speaking trainer. I've got my bachelor's in business management from Cardiff Met. I have my licentiate in public speaking from the University of West London. I also have my associate in public speaking from Trinity College London, and I'm a TEFL certified English trainer from the World TEFL Academy. All right. So guys, I bring the education as well as the practical experience to back up what I'm saying. So I'm not just a random guy you saw on Facebook. I'm a qualified public speaking trainer with the experience to back up my education. All right. So like I said, if you get into my 4-month training program, I'm going to outline all the benefits later on towards the end of this session. But one thing I can guarantee is that if you sign up to my 4-month program, you will get rid of all the nervousness, all the fear, all the insecurity that you have up here. And at the end of 4 months, and I'm going to show this to you with examples, you are going to be a confident, assertive speaker. This I can guarantee. All right. So don't take my word for it. I'll show you a couple of examples as we move along. Guys, stay till the end. I have a special PDF for everyone that is on the group. I will be sending this across on the WhatsApp group once this webinar is done. So I want you to stay till the very end, and I will send it across over here. Guys, I want you to tell me, okay, I want you to tell me what is the biggest fear, what is the biggest challenge that is holding you back from being a confident speaker. I want you to tell me this on the chat box. What is holding you back? What is stopping you from being a good speaker? Can you tell me? Is it that you're scared of other people's opinions? Is it that you feel you don't have the right vocabulary? What is it? Someone says fluency, okay? Less vocabulary, not confident, shyness, shy, okay. I think my English is low, okay. What else? What else? What else? Guys, I need some answers. I need some answers. I need your interaction. Fear of making errors, not confident, okay. We can make some defects while speaking. I struggle while speaking. No confidence and shy. Okay, great. Fantastic, guys. All of these problems are just in your mind. Okay, and I'm going to show you in the course of this webinar today how you can overcome these problems and become a better speaker. Fantastic. I love the answers you are giving. All of these answers I have seen in past webinars. I have seen this in my previous classes as well. Guys, it's easy to show you how you can overcome these problems. Okay, so this is for anyone that is struggling with vocabulary. This webinar is for anyone that doesn't know how to deliver a good speech. This is for anyone that gets stuck when you're trying to speak in front of an audience because you're shy. This is for anyone that is doubting themselves when they have to speak in front of other people. Clear? So in this webinar, I'm going to outline a couple of things. Number one, you're going to learn what public speaking is. Next, you're going to learn how to deliver a speech confidently in front of anyone, anywhere, at any time. What is the structure you can follow to do that? And we are going to look at the 5 biggest mistakes that you can fix if you want to be a good speaker. Okay. All right. So with that being said, I hope you are ready to move forward. The first thing that I want to tell you today is what public speaking is. Okay. Let me ask you this question. All right. Let me give you the chance to unmute yourself. Let me speak to someone that didn't speak earlier. All right. Chandana, can you unmute yourself? Can you tell me what is public speaking? You're here to learn what public speaking is. In your opinion, what is public speaking? Okay, Chandana. Yeah.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Go ahead, Chandana. Good
I
evening.
think public speaking means if we want to speak to the massive people, I think when we talking to large number of people, uh, so if we have a good confidence and we need to give our message very correctly, and if we not giving this in a good way, I think the public speaking cannot in a good situation.
Very nice. I agree with that answer. Good. Any other answers? Manel, what about you? Do you agree
Hi,
with what
good
was said?
evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I think public speaking is to speak to more than one or three people, so that crowd, to speak to a crowd, expressing yourself clearly.
Very good. Public speaking, the definition or the meaning of it is in its name. You speak to a large group of people, to the public. But what is important is that you not senselessly speak in front of a group of people, right? Now, today, what I am doing here is public speaking. I'm teaching to a group of students. But if I came here with no structure and I had no slide deck and I had no object to achieve through my speech, is there a point of all of you being here? No, right? So, public speaking is speaking to a group of people in a structured way to achieve a specific objective. Do you understand? Those two words are very important. In a structured way to achieve a specific objective. Do you understand what I mean? Because every time we have to speak to an audience, guys, we have a responsibility. Okay. You would have heard the phrase, with great power comes great responsibility. Do you all know what movie that is from? You can put it into the chat box if you know. Do you know which movie that is from? Chandana? Patrick? No idea. It's from the movie Spider-Man. Okay. It's when Spider-Man first gets his powers and his uncle Ben gives him this advice and says, Peter, with great power comes great responsibility. And every time you have to speak in front of a crowd, you are put in a position of power. Because if you're a salesperson giving a sales report to your board of directors, you are representing the sales team. That is power. When you're someone pitching an investment on behalf of your company, that puts you in a position of power because you're representing your company. If you're a teacher that is speaking to a group of students, you're in a position of great power because you're influencing the minds of people. So you need to make sure you make full use of this opportunity. You have a clear, structured message in order to achieve one of these objectives. Either you're going to inform people, or you're going to entertain them, or you're going to persuade them to do something, or you're demonstrating an idea to them. Now, today here, what am I doing? What is my objective? It's to inform you. It's to educate you. If at the end of this webinar you have not learned anything, my objective as a public speaker has failed. My primary objective here is to speak to this gathering in a structured way. I have put together a structured slide deck to ensure that I'm speaking in a structured manner to achieve the objective of educating, informing all of you. Make sense? So when you're delivering a speech, you have to understand what your objective is. Now, if you're a stand-up comedian, let's say you're Block and Dino. Okay, I hope everyone has heard of Block and Dino. When they get on stage, are they there to educate people? Are they there to persuade people to do something? No. You go to a Block and Dino concert simply because you want to laugh. You want to have fun. You want to have a good time. You want to be entertained. That's why you go to a Block and Dino concert. Do you understand what I mean? So every person that speaks in front of an audience has to achieve some type of objective. So you need to structure your idea to achieve a specific objective. All right. And if you have been successful in achieving this objective, the audience should take positive action regarding your message. What does that mean? That means at the end of this webinar today, you should have some level of confidence in yourself. And most importantly, you should start applying the knowledge that you gain from this webinar. If you do that, my objective as an educator would have been successful. Do you understand what I mean? So I hope all of you start practicing how to be a better speaker after you watch this webinar. All right. Otherwise, this would have been a flop. Do you understand, Patrick? From today onwards, you have to start practicing every day, okay? All right, fantastic. Guys, there are three main pillars that makes a great speaker. Okay, there are three main pillars that makes a great speaker. Number one is ethos. Number two is pathos. And number three is logos. Guys, ethos, let me put it to you like this, okay? Imagine you're going for a finance conference, right? You're going to learn how to invest your personal finances properly. One of the speakers in that conference is Mr. Dhammika Pereira. Okay, how to invest your money properly. One of the speakers is Dhammika Pereira. And the other speaker is going to be Ashe Nekanayaka. Okay. Nimal, whose lecture are you going to go for? Are you going to Dhammika Pereira's lecture or are you going to Ashe Nekanayaka's lecture? Nimal, you have to unmute yourself. Don't think. Nimal, you're taking time. Okay, guys, can you put a message in the chat box if that's the case? Someone says Dhammika. Very good. Guys, you should not think about the answer to this question. If you are thinking about the answer to this question, there is something fundamentally wrong in your thinking pattern. Because if there is going to be a lecture on how to manage your funds, how to manage your finances, and the two speakers are Sheshan Dias and Dhammika Pereira, if you are thinking of going for Sheshan's lecture, you should be in Anguda. Right? Because Dhammika Pereira is one of the richest men in the country. Who knows better than Dhammika Pereira how to invest your money? Do you understand what I mean? And that is called ethos. Credibility. When you are going to speak about a topic, you need to have a certain level of credibility to speak about that topic. That is why I gave you an introduction about myself, because I told you, when you came for this webinar, I'm just a random guy speaking on Facebook. You don't know if I have any qualifications. You don't know if I have any experience. You don't know any of these things. But now you know. If you're going to speak on a specific topic, you need to have a certain level of credibility to speak on this topic. Credibility can come in the form of education. It can come in the form of experience. And it can come in the form of you researching and studying about this specific topic. If you're a learned person on this topic, then you have the credibility to speak on this topic. So if people know your name, if people know that you are a good speaker, if you have good knowledge on a specific topic, people are more inclined to pay you more attention, give you more respect as a speaker. Do you understand what I mean? So in order to be a good speaker, you need to have a certain level of credibility to speak about that specific topic. Guys, the second thing, before we go there.
I'm Nihal Mohandiram, the Vice President, Eco Hotels and Resorts. I need to tell this specifically. I joined Success Academy about 2 months ago. Actually, this was recommended by my wife. I'm a person who does a lot of public speaking. In the sense, I used to talk to my team. But I always realized that there are a lot that I need to learn and correct. So that's why I joined this Success Academy. So during these 2.5 months, I learned, I must say, a lot of things. So still I'm practicing and I'm doing that, and if I have to recommend to anyone, not any other thing, it is the Success Academy, and join with Sheshan Dias, and he's the best trainer for you to look for. Thank you very much.
All right, guys. The reason that I played that testimonial over here is to show you that I have a certain level of credibility when it comes to training students as well. The person that just spoke was the vice president of Eco Hotels and Resorts, right? He was one of my first students who joined one of my first batches a couple of years back. And when he first joined, he was very afraid. He was scared to speak in front of a large gathering. He was a corporate leader, right? He had to be in multiple situations where he had to speak in front of hundreds of thousands of people. And he wanted to build up that confidence over a period of time. And we did a podcast with him just 2.5 months into my 4-month program. And even by that time, he had built so much confidence in his ability to be a good speaker, right? So I just wanted to show that, to show the credibility, the ethos that I have built in my program. Do you understand what I mean? The second pillar when it comes to being a good speaker is called pathos. Pathos is the emotional bond that we create with our audience, right? It's the emotional bond that we create with our audience. How do you create this emotional bond with an audience? Right? When you want to emotionally connect with people, when you're speaking to a large group of people, if you want to emotionally connect with them, what is the technique? What is the tool that you would use? Mohandas, can you tell me? If you want to you're speaking to 100 people and you want to really emotionally connect with them, you want to make them laugh, you want to make them cry, what is the tool that you're going to use? Can you unmute yourself? Yes?
Sir.
Sorry?
Please, sir, repeat, sir.
The question is, if you want to emotionally connect with an audience, what is the number one thing that you're going to use? I see a couple of... Go ahead.
I am very sorry. Please.
Okay. No, the question was, if you want to connect with an audience emotionally, what is the technique you're going to use? Okay, I see a couple of answers here in the chat box. People say smile, expression, body language and eye contact. That's good. All right. But more than anything else, to really connect with an audience, the number one thing that you need to have is storytelling. Talking in I see a lot of answers coming in. That's fantastic. Talking in an attractive way, language, express something that they already know, inspirational speeches. Okay, great. Guys, but the number one thing that really connects with people are stories. Who are the best storytellers in the world? Do you know? Who are the best storytellers in the world? Who really connects with people to always get them to do something for them? Someone says grandma. Very good. But I'm talking about a public speaking, in a public speaking sense. Who are the best storytellers in the world? Someone says it's me. Very good. Guys, the best storytellers in the world, and I see the answer in the chat box as well. Very good. Chaturya, who are they? Are politicians. Because they will do all the corrupted things under the sun. They'll steal, they'll kill, they'll murder, whatever, they'll do everything. And then they will come and tell the most beautiful stories to people during election time to get the vote. And what happens in every country, it's not just in Sri Lanka, in every country, people will fall for those stories. They will emotionally connect with those stories. They will fight for those politicians, Virul, and then you'll go and vote for them. Do you understand what I mean? If you want to connect with people, if you want to emotionally make people understand something, right? Sasikumar has told a very interesting point. Donald Trump is now a famous politician. Yes, when Donald Trump was applying for the presidency for the second time, he had close to 36 lawsuits against him. He had sexual assault allegations against him. And with all of that, he was able to touch the hearts of millions and millions of people that went out and fought for him, that went out and voted for him. And now he's the most powerful person in the world. That is the power of storytelling. Do you understand what I mean? Guys, if you can learn how to tell good stories, the amount of people you can touch, the amount of people whose lives you can change will be significant, right? So in every speech that you deliver, in every single speech that you deliver, you have to keep this in mind. You have to remember this. Even if you forget everything else that I teach you, I want you to remember this one thing. When you are speaking in public to a group of people, always tell stories. Do you understand what I mean? Always tell stories, because the more stories you tell, the more people are going to resonate with what you have to say. Finally, we have logos. Guys, logos is the rational and logical arguments that you include in a speech. Your stats, your facts, your main points, all of these come under logos. Anything to back up your information, your stories, you need to add into your speech. Your sources, your citations, all of these different things come under the category of logos. So when you are trying to be a good speaker, having all three of these will really put you on an advantage. If you have good credibility, if you are telling stories, and if you're backing up your points with facts and figures, you're going to be a very, very powerful speaker. In certain instances, we might not have enough knowledge to bring in facts and figures. Guys, in those instances, don't worry. As long as you include good stories, as long as you emotionally connect with an audience, the audience is not going to care as much. Do you understand what I mean? A good storyteller is a good speaker. You can tell the same facts and figures, but people will pay less attention to you than the person who is telling the story in an interesting way. So always when you're delivering a speech, when you have to speak in front of people, make sure that you are telling stories. Is that clear? All right. So when you combine ethos, pathos, and logos, you are able to deliver a great speech. Guys, with that being said, I want to show you how to structure a great speech. This speech structure that I'm about to teach you, you can use in any context, whether you're delivering a speech at university, whether you're delivering a speech as a chief guest, whether you're delivering a speech in front of, let's say, a sales gathering, whether you're delivering a speech at school, regardless of where you have to speak, maybe a wedding, a welcome address, a Thanksgiving speech, whatever it is, you can use this speech structure. Okay. All right. Now, I want you to tell me, okay, again, I want you to unmute yourself. I want you to talk to me and tell me, when you start a speech, how do you usually start? Do you start by saying, good morning, everyone? Is there a different way that you will start? What is the way that you would start a speech? Patrick, can you tell me? Are you there?
Yeah, first of all, you'll greet and then you give the objective. That's how you start. Greet and explain the objective.
You greet and you give the objective. All right, good. Sasikumar, do you have a different way of starting, or do you agree with what Patrick said?
Yes, sir. I agree with him.
You agree
He
with
said
him.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Now, let me tell you a small story, okay? When I was going to school, and I know all of you can probably relate to this experience, okay? When we were going to school, we used to have the school assembly, right? At least once a week, we have the massive school assembly. And at every assembly, the principal has to deliver a speech. Am I right? Every speech, every assembly we have, the principal has to deliver a speech. Guys, I can say by memory how my principal is going to start the speech, regardless of who the principal is. For the 13 years that I was in school, that start never changed. Right? He will start like this. A very good morning, Reverend Fathers, Reverend Sisters, members of the tutorial staff, members of the non tutorial staff, and my dear boys. By the time he finishes saying that, we have decided okay, we are either going to fake faint, or we are going to jump out and go to the grounds, or we are going to go to the sick room and sleep for the next hour. Right? Guys, when you're starting a speech, 99% of people are going to start with a greeting. That is guaranteed. Guaranteed. Okay, 99% of people will start by greeting the audience and then going into whatever else they want to say. Nothing wrong with that. Clear? It's a good way to start. It's a great way to start. It's how 99% of people do it. But if you want to stand out as a speaker, you need to do something a bit different. Clear? I was once comparing an event. Okay, this was an event where it was these garage owners association or something like that. And there were a lot of high profile people. There are business owners, there were politicians, there were ambassadors, big people were there. And I had to introduce this gentleman called Rohan Palletan. I had never heard of this guy before, but later on I found out that he was one of the most successful businessmen, entrepreneurs in Sri Lanka. Okay. So I introduced this guy and he came on stage, and he came on stage with a guitar. Right? Now he is not a singer, he's a businessman. Okay, and this is a very serious gathering. He came on stage with a guitar and he started to sing a song. Everybody that was doing all the other things, people who were on their phones, people who were talking to each other, people who were looking up and trying to fall asleep, they all stopped doing what they were doing and they paid attention to what was happening on stage. And as soon as this guy finished the song, he said, "Now I hope I have everybody's attention." And he did. Do you understand what I mean? Now, what is the takeaway from that story? It's not that all of you have to go on stage and start your speech with a song. Because frankly, if some of us try to do that, people will get up and leave. Okay, if I started this session with a song, most of you would have left. Okay, so don't do that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you need to start your speech with something a little different from what everyone else is used to. So you start your speech with a captivating introduction. In marketing, we call this a hook. All right. So when we do social media marketing, I do a lot of organic content. The first 10 seconds of our speech, of our video, is what gets the attention of people. So if that first 10 seconds are not good, people will not click on your ad. Do you understand what I mean? Whenever we run Facebook ads, we try out different hooks. Okay, so when we run an ad, we have multiple ads with different hooks. Now, one of my ads will say, "Join my free masterclass." That might be one hook. There might be another hook that says, "Are you afraid of public speaking?" Now, I don't know which one you will click, right? When I post the ads, I don't know which one you will click. Once I run the ads, I know, all right, okay, this is the best performing one. Do you understand what I mean? And something different, something that not everyone else will do, is what gets the attention of people. Do you get what I mean? So you should always start with something unique, with something different. I'll show you a couple of things that you can do. Once you do the introduction, now you can go into the greeting, because obviously you have to greet the people that are there. But you can do it after getting their attention. Because when we are at an event, when we are at a function, we are so used to hearing this good morning, good evening, dear father, dear teacher, dear CEO, all of these. Because all the other speeches will have that. But the moment we do something different, now we have people's attention. Then we go into the body of our speech and then the conclusion. So we will talk about each of these different things in detail. So the first thing I want to touch on is how you can give a great introduction. Guys, again, if I go back to my school time, okay, forget about my school time. There was another experience that I had where, again, one of my students, he was a top hospitality industry. He was a CEO of a company, right? And he had been given the opportunity to speak in front of students that were just graduating hotel school, right? And he had been tasked with the job of saying, okay, you need to make sure that these people, these students, look at the hospitality industry as something that they want to pursue. That's something that they really want to build a career in, right? So this student came to me and he said, okay, sir, I've been bouncing around some thoughts. What do you think I should do? How should I open that will really get the attention of people, right? And I gave him an idea. He went and tried this idea. What is the idea? As soon as he started the speech, I got him to share a salary slip from the previous month's salary he had got. He said, the moment I shared my salary slip, I knew nobody was leaving the hospitality industry. Because nobody could believe that someone could earn that amount of money in a single month being in the hospitality sector. Do you understand what I mean? So you need to do something a bit different to get the attention of people. One of the most common things that you can do is you can start off with a quote. This is a very safe way to start, an easy way to start. It's a very low risk way to start your speech. What is a quote? A quote is a popular saying. For example, reading makes a full man. Early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. The pen is mightier than the sword. You can use popular sayings like this that relate to your speech to start off your speech. Makes sense? Because everyone has been saying good morning, good morning, good morning. The moment you come and say reading makes a full man, I'm sure you have heard this quote. Now people are interested in what you have to say because you did something a little different. Clear? The next one is a short story. So guys, like I said, stories are the best way in which you can captivate an audience. And if you can start with a very small story, because this is your introduction, if you can start with a small story that gets the attention of people, now you have them hooked. Now you have them interested in what you want to say. This is a tough one, but this is one of the best ways that you can get the attention of people. Guys, everybody loves to laugh. It doesn't matter whether you're a CEO, it doesn't matter whether you're a president, it doesn't matter who you are. You can be a KGB agent, but you still like to smile, you like to laugh. And if someone is making you laugh in their speech, you're going to be 10 times, 20 times, 30 times more interested in what that person has to say. But keep in mind, jokes can be risky, right? Because if you crack a joke and nobody laughs, that can be quite a tense situation for you on stage. You cracked a joke, nobody's laughing. That's scary, guys. Right? Even in theater, we do a lot of comedy plays. Right? One of the worst things that can happen to you on stage is you are cracking what you think is the funniest joke in the world, but the audience doesn't get it, so the audience doesn't laugh. That's a tough situation. That's a tough situation. Right? So you need to be mentally prepared to take that if that happens. Right? I remember I was comparing this event again called the Olympiad. It's like a math competition game. And everyone there was like super smart. Okay. There were all these math people, engineers, all these people that were there. And I cracked a joke, right? Because I like to keep things a bit fun. And I cracked a joke. Nobody laughed. Okay. Nobody, not a single, not even the kids. Even nobody laughed, right? So it was a very stressful situation, but I moved on from it, right? I mean, I had been comparing events for some time, so it didn't really bother me. So I just moved on from it. After the event is done, a lot of people come up to me and they're like, hey, that joke you cracked, it was very funny. Yeah, very fun. Loved it. And in my mind, I'm thinking, you liked my joke, but you didn't laugh. Well, I don't get it. Right? But guys, you have to understand, you never know how an audience will react to you. You never know how an audience will react to you. Sometimes they might think it's the funniest thing in the world, but they might feel shy, awkward to laugh at that point. Right? So don't worry too much about it. Jokes are fantastic to get the attention of people. People love to laugh. People love to smile. If you can start off your speech with a joke, that's one of the best ways to guarantee that people will listen to you. Makes sense? One of the other safest ways to start off a speech and get the attention of people is to ask them questions. Rhetorical questions plus direct questions. Now, even for me, you would have noticed during this presentation that I'm doing, I'm constantly engaging with you by asking you questions. Because if I didn't do that, about 30 minutes in, Patrick will start eating. Because Patrick now, it's 9 o'clock, he's hungry. He's after work, am I right? You want to start eating. Chaturya will start falling asleep after a little while. Koshika will have to look, my kid's fallen asleep, what's happening, you know? Different people will start to disengage from what you're saying if you don't keep them engaged during your speech. So asking questions. So rhetorical questions mean questions where you don't expect an answer from the audience, where you just get them to think. Direct questions are where you get people to answer. I would, for example, ask Sasikumar to unmute himself and answer a question. That's a direct question. If you're speaking to people live, you can just point out to someone and ask them a question. Or you could, in general, ask people to raise their hand, shout yes. Now, like I'm doing here, get to comment in the chat box. This gets people engaged with what you're doing. As a speaker, you should not tell yourself that you're going to fail. If I come here to this webinar with the attitude that I'm going to be nervous, I'm going to be shy, you guys are going to laugh at me if I make a mistake, I am not able to give you any value. If you go to a speech, if you go to deliver a speech with the mentality that people are going to laugh at me, that I am shy, I am nervous, you can never give people value. In order to give people value, you need to connect with them. And one of the best ways to connect with people is to ask them questions. Do you understand what I mean? One of the best ways to connect with people is to ask them questions. All right. Okay. Then we go into the body. Guys, when it comes to the body of a speech, all right, is my face visible? I feel like my face is getting, something's happening. All right. When it comes to the body of your speech, pathos and logos are the two most important things that you need to have. What is pathos? I told you this is storytelling, right? In order to do storytelling, you should have two kinds of stories. Number one, popular stories. Okay, you should have popular stories, or the best one that you can have are personal stories. Okay, the best one that you can have are personal stories. Guys, popular stories are stories of people you know. If you bring a story from the life of Donald Trump, if you bring a story from the life of Mahinda Rajapaksa, if you bring a story from the life of Steve Jobs, these are popular stories. These show that you're well read. These show that you're able to think of something on the spot and bring it on. These show that you are a man of the world. But at the same time, what most people can practically use when speaking in front of an audience are personal stories. Why? Because personal stories are stories that you can think of on the spot and tell people, because they are your stories. Do you understand what I mean? Whatever instance you have to speak in, you can always bring a personal story from your life that relates to that experience. Even during this speech, I used multiple stories from my own experience to elaborate certain points, to elaborate certain topics. Do you understand what I mean? Because those are the easiest stories for me to bring across. I don't have to think too much about it. I know what I'm talking about because it's my story. I can easily bring across those stories when I'm speaking to an audience. Right? And guys, I have another example here. Right? When I was studying for my O levels, I was someone who didn't really take my studies too seriously at the time. I used to jump classes, I used to go to the grounds and play. I had a fantastic time at school, right? A brilliant time, fantastic time. And when I come home, my mother always says, you have to study, you have to study, you have to study, you have to study. And that advice never went to my brain. Indika, I don't know if you have children, but when you tell your children to study all the time, the chance of them listening to you is very, very low. I hope you I hope you remember this, right? When you tell your kid, hey, you have to study, you have to study, you have to study. I don't care. I don't want to study. Studying is boring, right? Sitting down and reading books, that to me at that time when I was doing my O levels was the worst thing I could possibly do. And then after a point, my mother started to follow a different strategy. And I think she was a very, very smart woman for actually going through with this. Systematically, she started to tell me stories of her friends who had not done so well in their studies, and as a result of that, were not doing too well in life. Right? And she would do it so subtly. For example, we would go for a dinner at maybe a restaurant, right? And then she wouldn't even tell it to me. She'll tell my father, බලන්නකෝ අරයා ඔලෙවලුත් ෆේල්නේ. දැන් ඒගොල්ලොන්ට මෙහෙම රෙස්ටෝරන්ට් එකකටවත් එන්න සල්ලි නෑ. And what happens? Now in my mind, I'm starting to get a bit scared. I'm thinking, okay, I don't want to end up in a situation where I can't go to a restaurant. I don't want to be in a situation where I can't buy what I want. Now I start to think, because it's told to me in the form of a story. Do you understand what I mean? And since I got that into my head, I ended up getting 9 A's. So clearly my mother did the right thing. Do you understand what I mean? Guys, when you tell people stories, people understand things better. Even when we are marketing, right? Even when we are doing marketing, one of the number one things that we tell content creators is to tell stories in their videos. Because if you tell stories, guys, even when I look at my own TikTok page, a lot of the videos that I put out where I just give people advice, where I say, okay, here are 3 things that you can do to improve your public speaking skills. Those videos don't perform too well. 1,000 views, 2,000 views, not a lot. But when I tell a story, when I follow a storytelling style on my videos, we get 50,000 views, 70,000 views. Some of our best performing videos have gone up to about 300, 400,000 views. Do you understand what I mean? People love listening to stories. And in the body of your speech, if you can include stories, there is really nothing else that you need to do. We can also add in facts and figures, logos, right? So this is pathos, storytelling. We can also add in logos, facts and figures, and any additional details to support your main points. Clear? So you start off with something interesting, with a hook, then you greet the audience, then you go into the body of your speech where you use stories and facts and figures. And guys, I really, really don't want you to forget the stories part. Whatever speech you're going to deliver, wherever you're going to speak, always tell people stories. That's all people love to hear. Clear? Just remember, if you forget that, just remember politicians. What do politicians do? They tell stories. Do you understand? And finally, you conclude your speech. You give the summary of the main points that you highlighted in your body. You give any final thoughts and opinions that you may have. And then you end your speech with a powerful concluding sentence, with your call to action, with you end with what you want people to remember the most. Clear? You end your speech with what you want people to remember the most. All right. So that is the structure of a speech. That is how you can structure any speech that you're going to deliver moving forward in your life. Clear? You start with a hook. You start with something interesting. You go into the body where you have stories. You tell interesting stories to keep people entertained, to keep people hooked on what you are saying. Then you summarize your main points and you end with the most powerful message that you want to give across to your audience. Guys, I want you to imagine if you could be a confident speaker within the next couple of months, what would that mean to you? How would that impact your career? Will you get promoted? Will you be able to earn more money? Will you be able to face interviews better? Will you get better opportunities? I want you to drop a comment in the chat box as to how this would help you. If you became a confident speaker over the next 4 months, how would that change your life? I want you to drop a comment in the chat box. Guys, how would this change your life? How would this impact your career? Someone says, sky is the limit. Absolutely. Sky is the limit, right? Someone says, it helps me do presentations well. Very good. Promotions. I will progress in my career. Promotion and better demands. Absolutely. Absolutely. Foreign opportunities. It will increase my confidence. I will become an influential leader. I can go anywhere in the world. Absolutely fantastic, guys. Absolutely fantastic. Being able to speak well can open so many new doors for you. And trust me, it's a process that you build up over a period of time. But if you commit to it and if you do, like this person said, the sky is the limit.
Hi, I'm Nishani Vimalasuriya. I'm a teacher of English. I have had many years of experience as a teacher, but I have always had this scare for stage fright. So I decided to join the Success Academy to do public speaking. And what do you know? Here I am, standing here in front of you, speaking. I never thought this is like a dream come true for me. I have developed my confidence, but you need to remember, you need to practice. That's the main thing that Sheshan keeps on saying. And I think, and you should practice. So if you feel you have been under a rock, come join. You see a difference and make a difference in your life.
All right. So again, Nishani's main purpose for coming on to my class was actually to deliver the toast at her daughter's wedding. Right? Because she had been an English teacher for some time, but she had massive stage fright when it came to speaking in front of adults. And she successfully was able to deliver the toast at her daughter's wedding. Interestingly enough, following the same structure that I outlined to you just now. Does that make sense? All right, guys. So let me quickly outline to you the 5 biggest mistakes that are keeping you from being a confident speaker. I want you to understand whether you have these mistakes within you, and I want you to know for a fact that I can help you fix these mistakes if you have them and become a confident speaker. Guys, number 1, and most of you mentioned this when I asked you what is the biggest fear that holds you back. Guys, I want you to drop a yes in the chat box if you make this mistake. You worry about other people's opinions. You think people will laugh at you. You think people will make fun of you. You think that you are not good enough. You think that people will think that you are a loser if you make a few mistakes. Guys, one thing that I want you to understand very, very, very clearly, is that competence and practice builds confidence. If you have a certain level of credibility, if you have the education, let's say, for example, you are a banker, okay, and you are called to deliver a speech in front of other bankers about a topic that you know you can talk about, but the problem is that you are scared. You see an audience, you get tongue-tied, you get nervous. You need to ask yourself, why am I worrying about other people's opinions? Who cares? I have so much value to give. I have so much experience to talk about. I have so much education in my space, in my sector, in my industry that I can share with these people. So if I write out a speech for myself, if I practice speaking multiple times again and again and again and again and again and again and again, until I feel confident in my ability to impart value, I should have no reason to worry about other people's opinions. Guys, worrying about other people's opinions about us is the biggest stupidity that we can do to ourselves. Clear? When I started posting content, there were some videos that went viral that got so many hate comments. And I'm an English teacher. I am someone that's just educating and teaching people. And I'm getting so much hate. If I worried about other people's opinions, if I worried and thought, oh my God, these guys are scolding me, I don't know what I'm going to do, I feel down, I feel depressed, I would not be doing this webinar in front of you today. Do you understand what I mean? Because out of the people that I even hear in this webinar, there might be a lot of you who are thinking, hey, this guy is crazy, this guy is nuts, this guy talks weird. I don't know what you guys are thinking. Do you understand what I mean? But the fact of the matter is, I really couldn't care less about what you're thinking, because I am here for one reason, and that is to give you knowledge. That is to educate you. And I know for a fact that I'm successful at educating. Do you understand what I mean? When you have that confidence in yourself, what other people think is irrelevant. Do you get what I mean? So if you have credibility, if you have education, if you have experience, then you just need to fix what's up here. And trust me, that is something that I can definitely help you do. Do you understand what I mean? Guys, this is a big mistake a lot of people make. What happens? When you go on to speak on stage, people take a sheet of paper. And what do? They read. Good morning, everyone. Today I'm here to talk about why speaking is important. And you're reading this piece of paper. Guys, I'm not saying don't take a piece of paper on stage. You can always outline your points. You can always have bullet points as to what you're going to talk about. And you can take that piece of paper on stage. But if you have structured your speech well, and if you have prepared well, you don't need to read. Because when you read, you sound monotonous. You cannot connect with the audience. You cannot look them in the eyes. You cannot tell them stories. You cannot build a meaningful connection with an audience if you are reading off a piece of paper. Imagine if I was doing this slide deck for you today with speaker notes on the side, and if I was just reading this, would it be interesting to you? No. Most of you would have fallen asleep. Some of you, I can see some of you are, even now you all are eating. Right? I saw a few people who are eating suddenly stop munching. Right? Guys, people get distracted. Even the most engaging, interesting speaker will have a tough time holding an audience. And if you're reading off a piece of paper, you can never, ever, ever hold an audience. No matter how much education you have, no matter how much value you impart, if you're just reading off a piece of paper, people do not care. Do you understand what I mean? So you need to prepare well. You need to have a proper structure when you are speaking to an audience. This is a massive mistake people make, not just in English, but even in Sinhala. When people speak, they say, good morning, everyone. Today, I am here to talk about the value of there's more ers and ums in your speech than actual words. Guys, this is something you have to get rid of, because when you're speaking, if you are using fillers, it means you don't have good vocabulary. It means that you're not sure about what you're saying. It means you are not confident about your own message. If you are not confident about your own message, why should the audience listen to you? Koshika, do you understand? When you speak, doesn't matter whether you're speaking in English or Sinhala, you should cut out fillers entirely. No ers, no ums. You just speak as confidently as possible. Sometimes it might come natural. You might not even think about it. You might say an or an but that's not a big problem. But consciously, you should try and cut off all the ers and ums when you speak, so that when you speak, you sound confident and competent. Clear? One of the best ways that you can get rid of fillers is by pausing. When you get stuck, instead of saying or you pause and you move forward. For example, instead of saying, my name is Sheshan and I went to St. Peter's College, you can say, my name is Sheshan and I went to St. Peter's College. It's a small difference, but it's a big difference. Do you understand what I mean? Pausing instead of using fillers can make a big impact in the way that you are perceived by an audience. The fourth mistake, guys, think of someone playing a piano, okay? If I played one key in the piano for 1 hour, how will that sound? It sounds terrible, right? You're going ting, 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 ting. It sounds terrible. There's no music, there's no melody, it's not nice, it sounds bad. Do you understand what I mean? But if I play multiple keys, I can make music, which is beautiful to listen to. Our voice is like a piano. If we speak in the same tone, when we are speaking to an audience, if you're speaking in the same tone, people don't care. People are not interested. It's just noise. But if you have variations in your pitch, your power, your pace, your pauses, your emphasis, your inflections, you should know how to play the strings, play the keys in this piano over here. Do you understand what I mean? And finally, bad body language and facial expressions. Guys, a lot of people, when they speak, they forget to smile. If any of you have watched the movie Annie, you would have heard the song, "You are never fully dressed without a smile." You can wear the most expensive shirt, you can wear the most expensive pants, you can buy your shoes from Singapore, but if you're not smiling, people don't like it. People can't connect with you. If you don't have confident body language, if you're not using your hands, if you don't maintain good posture, you can't present yourself as a confident personality. Do you understand what I mean? So you need to be able to fix your body language and facial expression. So guys, these are the 5 mistakes that are holding you back from being a good speaker. You worry too much about other people's opinions. You read instead of speaking. You say when you speak. You speak in the same tone, and you have bad body language and facial expressions. Guys, do you think if you fix these 5 mistakes, you can become a better speaker? Can you type yes in the chat box if you believe that? Even by yourself, if you fix these 5 mistakes, can you become a better speaker? Fantastic. So guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline what benefits my 4-month program is going to give you. So are you okay to wait the next 10 to 15 minutes to learn what I'm going to give you in this program, to understand what I'm going to give you in this program? I want to say yes. I want you to say yes in the chat box if you are interested in changing your lives, if you're interested in becoming a better speaker, if you're interested in being the most confident version of yourself, not tomorrow, but in the next 4 months. Clear? All right, fantastic. Guys, before I go there, I want you to have a quick look at this testimony.
Hi, I'm Fazrina Fazi. I joined the Success Academy class because I want to improve my speaking. It didn't only improve my speaking, it made me confident and I have a clarity about what I'm talking about. So I recommend all of you to join this because it changed a lot in me. I am a confident speaker now. So you all can join her. Thank you.
Right. Again, Fazrina wanted to be an English teacher. She's aspiring to be an English teacher. And again, the problem she has is speaking confidently in front of people. And just about 2.5 months into the program, again, she did a podcast with me. She's now confidently able to speak in front of any audience, right? So guys, all of these transformations happen through my 4-month public speaking training program. All right. This is the outline of the program. I will send this across to you on the group as well. We cover a number of interesting topics. We cover an introduction to public speaking and how to deliver a speech. And guys, unlike this class where I can't give everyone the opportunity to deliver a speech, in my closed up classes, we let every single student speak in every single class. So whatever I teach on that day, I will get you to practice on that day. Clear? We discuss how to deliver social speeches, how to improve your non-verbal communication, your body language, your facial expressions, your hand gestures, how you can improve all of these different things to bring out the most confident version of yourself. How to tune this instrument. Instead of speaking in the same tone, how you can have variations in your pitch, your power, your pace, your pauses. How to overcome the use of ums. Right? Instead of saying how can you overcome this? What are the exercises you can do to be a better communicator? I told you I always include some level of theatrics in my classes because for me, without theater, I wouldn't be a confident speaker. I wouldn't be an assertive speaker. And so I bring an element of theater into my classes to help you break out of your shell and become the most confident version of yourself that you can be. How you can use presentations, PowerPoint presentations, and other visual aids to be a good speaker. How to face interviews well, how to face any interview, your promotion interviews, your first time interviews, how to speak confidently at an interview. Breathing techniques and exercises to help you speak better, to calm yourself down, to learn how to manage stress. We learn all of these things in week 9. Week 10 is about impromptu speaking. Spontaneously, how can you speak in front of an audience? Week 11, we cover building clarity of speech, how to pronounce your words well, how to articulate and enunciate, how to bite your words properly so that everything you say is clear. Week 12, we talk about how to engage an audience. Week 13 is about critical listening and feedback. Week 14 is how to build a good personal brand for yourself, both online and offline, right? Week 15, we are going to have some mock interview practices. And week 16, I'm going to give you a small assessment to see how far you have progressed over the last 16 weeks or the last 4 months. Clear? So guys, you get 16 live coaching sessions with me. We don't have any other lecturers simply because I've actually tried putting in other lecturers. But every time I do that, I get complaints from students saying, you said you would be teaching the 16 classes. Why are you putting other lecturers? Right. So that has been a problem for me. Therefore, I guarantee I will be the one doing all the classes. You will get 16 live coaching sessions directly with me. Okay. Outside of this, guys, one thing I want you to understand is usual programs like this cost you a lot of money, right? It can cost you 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. Different programs cost different prices, but the program we offer is not going to cost you that much. At the end of my 4-month training program, we are affiliated with an institute called the Institute of Mystical Rose that you can do a diploma with if you so choose to. If not, it's not mandatory. You can still follow the program, but if you wish to complete the diploma and get your cloak, that can also be done at the end of the program. 16 live coaching sessions with me, and most importantly, I get you to send me recorded work throughout the week, which I personally review and give you feedback. So each student gets individual feedback from me throughout the week, right? So trust me, I put in a lot of effort, a lot of dedication into making sure that I give the best value to you. And honestly, I think the program costs or is worth more than 150,000 rupees. But my usual program price is only 59,900 rupees. This is the price that I usually sell the program at. However, I told you on this webinar, I'm going to give you a special discount. So for anyone that wants to sign up to the program, we are giving this program out today for anyone that is here at 33,900 rupees only. All right, 33,900 rupees only. If that one-time investment is tough for you, you can make 2 installments. You can make 19,500 rupees today, and you can make another 19,500 in the second month. Okay, guys, the best part about the program is that I only take 20 students per batch. Why do I take 20 students per batch? Because like I told you, I want to give every student the opportunity to speak in the class. Okay, I want to give every student the opportunity to speak in the class. I can't do that if I have 50 students in the class. Right? So in order to ensure that every student gets personalized attention, in order to make sure that every student has an opportunity to speak, I only take 20 students per batch. So I'll let you know the starting days. You need to pay before then if you wish to register your spot. Okay. You also get the chance to be featured on my podcast. This is a fantastic opportunity, especially for people that are looking for a chance to speak in front of a crowd, that are looking for a chance to speak in front of camera. Obviously, I will not give you this chance in the first month. About 2 months in, 3 months in, when you're feeling confident and when I feel you have made progress, I'm going to give you the chance to be featured on my podcast. All right. You also get the opportunity to meet with other industry professionals because you saw the testimonials, guys. Only the top level people sign up to the program, right? So you get to make a lot of good connections with CEOs, with senior managers, with directors of companies, with people in different professions, doctors, engineers, teachers. We have a lot of fantastic people joining the program. So you get to build a fantastic network for yourself through the program. And if you wish to do the diploma, if you wish to do other qualifications, you can get discounts through our institute. Plus, the discount we offer for the diploma is a 50% discount. Usually the diploma costs 50,000. But if you wish to get the cloak, if you wish to get qualified as a public speaker, we are offering the program at just 25,000 rupees.
Hi, I'm Asanka Tilagaratna from the Success Academy's public speaking class. Actually, I recommend this masterclass because if you are willing to develop your public speaking skills, this is the best place. This is because of 3 reasons. First thing is you will get a toolkit to make your public speaking successful. The second one, the trainer is a very friendly person. He will be a good friend for you to critique your performance. The third one is, in my journey, I have experienced the improvement in my speeches. So that's why I encourage you to join this masterclass and build your confidence. Thank you.
All right. So that again was a banking professional with multiple years of experience that used to use a lot of fillers, say when he speaks in front of an audience. I mean, if you watch that video, you saw not a single filler was used, right? So again, that's the level that we help you to build up to. So guys, there are 2 options for those of you who wish to join our classes, okay? We are starting 2 batches, one physical, one online. So for those of you that want to join our online classes, we are starting the class on Thursday at 7:30 p.m. So every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. we have classes. If you want to join our physical classes, we have classes at CIPM Narahempita. So if you're living in the Colombo area, this is much more convenient for you. We have classes on Sundays from 4:30 p.m. onwards. So guys, to sign up to our class, I want you to take a screenshot of this page and I want you to send it on the WhatsApp group. Either say physical if you want to join physical, or say online if you want to join the online class. Okay, take a screenshot, take a picture of this page, send it on the WhatsApp group. Say physical if you want to join the physical class, say online if you want to join the online class. Okay, so I see some of you have asked the question, do you have physical classes? Do you have online classes? So guys, I think this answers your question. If you want to join the physical class, take a picture of this, send it on the WhatsApp group saying physical. If you want to join the online class, take a picture of this, send a message saying online. All right. Okay, one student has said they wish to start learning from me. Okay, great. Guys, so my coordinator will send the payment details on the group. You can just make the deposit to that account, send the receipt to my coordinator, and he will confirm your spot in the program. Okay, so like I said, we only take 20 students, so 20 for physical, 20 for online. So you need to pay as soon as possible to confirm your spot. We are starting classes this Thursday at 7:30 p.m. and we are starting classes physically on Sunday at 4:30 p.m. All right. Super. Guys, if you have any comments, if you have any feedback about the program, please drop it on the WhatsApp group. I would love to know what your thoughts are about this webinar that we did, because if it's positive feedback, then I know I'm doing something valuable and I can continue to doing it. If it's something negative, if it's something that's critiquing this live webinar, I would like to know what that is so that we can fix it moving forward. All right. Fantastic. Guys, let me know your comments in the WhatsApp group. If you have any questions now, you can go ahead and ask those as well. Any questions? No questions means usually you have understood everything, which is fantastic. Or it means you have understood nothing, which is terrible. Right, so guys, can I have a thumbs up if you have understood what we taught today, what we spoke about today? If you found value in the program, can you put a quick thumbs up into the chat box? I would love to know whether this was valuable to you, whether this was good. Fantastic. I'm seeing a heart coming in. That's beautiful. Great, great, great. I'm loving the feedback. I see a thumbs up. Thumbs up is good. Fantastic. All right. Guys, yes. Online, is it limited only to 20 students? Yes, yes, yes. Only 20 students for the online class. Only 20 students for the physical class. Guys, can I get a yes from you if you'll be signing up to the program? Because I would love to see your faces. I would love to work with you. I would love to train you. And I want to see you as a part of my public speaking program, because I love to see the improvement in people. And when people give me these testimonials, it's truly something valuable to me, because more than the money, more than anything else, I love seeing people improve, right? I love seeing people improve. And to watch students, I mean, even Asanka, whose video you watched in the previous slide, when he started, he was nervous, he was shy, he was using a lot of fillers. And when I did the podcast with him, he was just so confident. We had a fantastic conversation for about 45 minutes, right? And when he gave the testimonial, he didn't use a single filler. He just spoke very confidently. And honestly, I was so happy. And I would love to work with all of you to make sure that I can give you that same improvement. All right. Fantastic. Someone says, please tell me, are you sure the 4-month guys, am I sure the 4-month course makes you a confident speaker? Obviously. You saw the testimonials, you saw what has been done in the past. So trust me, I take personal responsibility to ensure that I will make you a confident speaker. That is the responsibility that I take on to myself. All right. Okay, so guys, some of you are asking one-time full payment, is the discount available? Yes, so 33,900 if you're making a one-time payment. If you want to make a part payment, that is also available, 19,500 into 2. To sign up to the program, guys, you need to take a screenshot of this page. You need to take a photo of this page and send it onto the WhatsApp group. We have 5 WhatsApp groups. I don't know which one you are on. So I want you to send me on whatever WhatsApp group you're in, just send me the screenshot on that group. All right. The bank
It's a
details have been sent on the group
$33,900.
by, sorry? Did someone have a question?
$3,900.
No, LKR, Lankan rupee. Yes?
Someone
33.
is made a mistake.
Sorry?
Chat box, someone is made a mistake.
Chat box, someone has made a mistake. No, don't look at the chat box. Okay, don't look at the chat box. Look at my slide. It's 33,900 rupees if you're making a one-time payment. If you're making 2 installments, it's 19,500 into 2. Clear? You can either make a one-time payment, done and dusted for 4 months, 33,900, or you can make 2 payments of 19,500 into 2. Clear? All right. So guys, if you have any other questions with regards to the program, you can go ahead. I'm seeing a lot of screenshots coming through. That's fantastic. All right, guys, the bank details are on the WhatsApp group. My coordinator would have sent the bank details onto the WhatsApp group. You can just check the bank details there and you can make the payment. Now, my coordinator has sent it across. Let me tag that message again. Okay. And you can make the payment over there. All right. Fantastic. Someone made a payment.
Is there any deadline?
So the deadline is before the class starts. So obviously, if you're joining the online class, you have to pay before Thursday. If you're joining the physical class, you need to pay before Sunday. Yeah? Fantastic.
Sheshan?
Yes.
Can I interrupt you?
Of course.
Sheshan, initially, if I said I want to join physically and later on, if I want to change it to online, is it possible?
That is possible, yes. Because we follow the same program. So let's say you come for 6 classes physically, but maybe because of a certain problem, you need to switch online. I can merge you into an ongoing class and you can join from class 7 onwards. Yeah?
All right. Okay.
Sheshan, one more question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, if I miss one physical classes, is it possible me to join then the online?
That is also possible
Same
because,
will
like I
repeat,
said,
right?
we follow the same the same structure. Okay. So let's say you missed class number 4 physically, you can join that class online, class number 4. I can even send you the recording of an online class we did. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
All right. Fantastic.
Sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Chetya, go ahead.
Yes, sir. How are you going to select 20?
The first 20 students that pay, I will close the registrations after the first 20 students have paid. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay. So guys, if you live in the Colombo area, physical classes are the best option for you because you get to speak in front of a live group of people, which is fantastic, right? And of course, if you live in Colombo, I mean, Sunday is a free day, relaxing day. And trust me, the classes are super fun. It's not stressful. No, you do get put on the spot where you have to speak in front of a group of people, but it's a fun experience and you're coming to learn how to speak. So obviously you're achieving your target there. If you're living out of Colombo, or if traveling is tough for you, or maybe if the time slot on Sunday is tough for you, you can then come for the online class, which starts this Thursday at 7:30 p.m. All right.
So I'm Tony here. Just small clarification.
Yes.
In case if you have if the numbers have exceeded 20, how do we know that whether we can pay?
We will let you know on the group once registrations are closed. Clear, Tony?
Okay.
So we will let you know
Yeah.
once the registrations are closed. Once 20 students have paid, we will drop a message on the
Okay.
group saying registrations are closed. Is that clear?
Okay, sir. Thanks.
Yeah. One
Excuse me,
student
sir.
has asked, one second, one student has asked, can I go to CIPM and make the payment? No, because we are not affiliated to CIPM. I am just renting the building at CIPM, so you can't pay at CIPM. You need to make an online transfer to the bank account we have sent on the group, and you can register by sending the receipt to my coordinator. Yeah? Yes, Ruvindi, you had a question.
Yeah, sir, can you explain again, like what we get after we finish once we finish the course?
Yeah.
Uh,
So you get a certification of completion from me, right? Now that is through my own academy that has no external validation. Okay. But if you want to get qualified as a speaker, now see, a lot of people come simply with the practical use of improving their speaking skills, right? And so most people don't want to do the diploma. Initially, I was pushing people to do the diploma, but I stopped doing that because a lot of these people who come from corporate and all, they're not really interested in getting another qualification. But if you're someone that wants to get into education, maybe you want to get qualified, you want to get a certificate, you can do the diploma in professional public speaking. This is offered by the International Institute of Mystical Rose. You can go and search it up on Google. And it's a foreign ministry approved diploma, right? And you can also get the Pearson certification once you complete it. We have the graduation usually at Hilton, okay? And you can take the diploma qualification as well. So that is optional. If you are doing the exam, you can let me know. I'll be training you for that separately, and you can go and sit for the exam, right? The course curriculum is exactly the same, but it's optional whether you want to do the diploma or not. Make sense?
how much would that diploma will cost?
Diploma costs 25,000, right? The diploma exam costs you 25,000 rupees. That you can make directly to the
Hi.
examining body. You don't have to pay that to me. Clear?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Fantastic. Great. Guys, I'm seeing I've already got 2 people signing up. That is fantastic. And I see a lot of codes on the group, which is great. I'm very excited to see you all either on Thursday or Sunday. Someone has asked, do I conduct IELTS classes? Guys, again, if you want to know more about IELTS classes, you can maybe drop a message to my coordinator. I don't want to give too much information about IELTS over here. But if you are interested in IELTS classes, you can just drop a text to my coordinator. He'll give you those details. Haresha says...
One more question, please. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
In addition to that, you have the Toastmaster also?
I
Program,
used to be a
Toastmaster program?
Toastmaster, not anymore. Because the reason is what I do, public speaking training kind of contradicts with Toastmasters, kind of competes with them. So I didn't really want to be a part of the Toastmasters Club. Plus, I'm too pressed for time. I used to be a part of the Colombo Toastmasters Club. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. Okay. Are you a Toastmaster? Have you been in a Toastmasters Club?
No, I just want to join one. You can, if you can recommend something, yes.
Of course, Colombo Toastmasters is a good club to join if you're joining, right? Central Colombo is a good club. Toastmasters is a fantastic club to be in as well because, again, you get the chance to build up yourself as a recognized speaker. It gives you a lot of platform to do competitions. You can get certified because they have a pathways program. So you have all those benefits. One disadvantage would be that you don't really, you're stuck in one structure all the time, right? You don't get to do anything outside of that. But other than that, you can go to the Colombo Toastmasters or Central Colombo, depending on where you live. And it's a fantastic club to join. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Super, guys. Any other questions? I see one more question here that says, if I have low English speaking, is it okay to join? Guys, if you understand, see, the reason I do this webinar completely in English is because I want people who can at least understand me to be able to sign up to my classes. I don't teach in Sinhala simply because you're here to improve your English public speaking skills. If you want me to explain something in Sinhala, I'm more than capable of doing that. I'm a very good Sinhala speaker as well. But I don't believe in teaching English in Sinhala. Okay. So even if your speaking skills are not that great, it doesn't matter. As long as you can understand what I'm saying and as long as you are confident enough to speak, even while making mistakes, you can still sign up to our classes. That's not a problem. Is that clear? All right, good. Any other questions? If I follow your class, can I be a good debater? Yes, I mean, see, debating, mediation, you joining the Model United Nations, all of these come from a direct result of you being a confident speaker, right? Debating, you need to learn specific structures on how to debate. But no matter how theoretically good you are in terms of knowledge, if you are not confident in your ability to speak, you can never be a good debater. What do you do at Model United Nations? Again, it's a form of debating. You're debating with different delegates, you're debating with different ambassadors. You're doing all of these activities that require great speaking skills. So obviously, like I said, within the next 4 months, I'm going to get rid of this fear you have up here. I'm going to make you a confident speaker. Clear? So yes, if you want to be a debater, if you want to join the Model UN, you can definitely sign up to our classes. Someone says, I can read and write very clearly, but speaking is 50%. That's okay, guys. If, like I said, if you understood what I said, if you're able to speak, even in broken English, as long as you are willing to speak, then definitely you can sign up to our classes. Clear? All right. Guys, any other questions? When do classes start? So guys, classes start this Thursday from 7:30 p.m. onwards, or this Sunday from 4:30 p.m. onwards. Physical classes on Sundays, online classes on Thursdays. If I'm not able to improve within 16 classes, Rafi, let me tell you, okay. Yes.
Sir, excuse me.
Yes.
I'm Pumala Mahendrasa, presently at the Postal Department. From
Yes.
Jaffna. From Jaffna.
Sorry, I didn't catch you.
I'm Pumala Mahendrasa, presently at the Postal Department.
Okay.
From Jaffna.
From Jaffna, okay.
Yes, yes. Oh, sir, I complete my advanced advanced technical institute higher national diploma in English, but still now I didn't have confidence to speak publicly. So I joined this class. Sir, according to your advice, I have decided to join the class online. The payment, one-time payment, when I do for this, by bank account or?
You can do the payment before Thursday. So you can do the one-time
Before
payment.
Thursday.
I have sent the account details on the group.
Group. Thank you very much, sir. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So guys, some of you have asked about the PDF handbook. I'll be sending that on the group shortly once I finish the webinar. So I'll be sending that across on the WhatsApp group. If I pay tomorrow, can I register for a position on the online class? Yes, definitely.
Excuse
You
me,
can make
sir.
the payment tomorrow. That's not a problem. You can make the payment before Thursday. But guys, like I said, I will only be taking the first 20 payments. But Virul, don't worry. We'll keep a slot available for
Sir,
you.
excuse me, sir.
Yes. Yes, Sajita, go ahead. Sajita, you have a question?
Excuse me, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, go ahead. Yeah, Ruvindi, you had a question, right?
Yeah, do you give the recording of today's session? Because my meeting dropped in the middle of the session.
Yes,
Oh,
I
how
will be uploading this recording onto YouTube. I'll be
Uh.
sending it across on the group. Yes.
Even
right
me
after
too.
this, right
Me
after
too.
this. Oh,
Right after this, by 4 p.m. tomorrow, I will send it across on the groups.
okay. Thank
Okay.
Excuse me,
Sir,
sir.
excuse me, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir,
Yes, go ahead.
sir, I am from Samandra, sir. Can
Okay.
you hear me, sir?
I can hear you. Yes.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello? Can
Hello.
you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sir, I completed my degree. English as a subject, sir, but I couldn't speak very well.
Okay.
I completed my BA degree, sir, as a English as a subject.
Right. Okay. So you
Hello?
want to improve your English speaking skills, yes?
But I couldn't speak, sir. That's my problem.
Don't worry. If you want to improve your speaking skills, all I do in the class is just get you to speak. Okay. I run a lesson, usually about 40 minutes, and the remainder of the class, I get you to speak. That's all I do. I do a lot of activity-based learning because the more you speak, the better you're going to become. You get to speak in the class, you get to send me recordings of you speaking, and I go through the videos. I let you know what the feedback is and how you can improve. So, guys, trust me, if your objective is to learn how to speak well, then definitely sign up to the program because you're going to see an improvement. You're going to feel an improvement in yourself at the end of the program. That's for sure. All right.
Excuse me,
Okay.
sir.
Yes.
Then there are 4 months. Then per month we had to pay 19,500.
No. 19,500 into 2. So first today you pay 19,500. Again, second month you pay 19,500. That's it. Clear? Only 2 payment of
Then for the
19,500.
third and fourth.
There is no payment because see, the one-time payment is 33,900. That's a one-time payment. Or you can break that payment down into 2 payments of 19,500. It's cheaper for you to
Oh,
make the one-time payment. Does that make
yeah.
sense? All right.
Thank you so much. I got it. Thank you so much.
Okay. So guys, I've sent the payment details on the group, not me, my coordinator. So I've already seen a couple of people having paid and signed up. That's fantastic. I look forward to seeing you all this week, either on Thursday or on Sunday. I'm very excited to get started. And I hope you are excited too, because if your goal this year is to be a confident speaker, is to be the best version of yourself, build up your personality, increase your income, get promoted, then trust me, this is the program for you. So guys, I hope to see your screenshots on the group and I hope to see your faces this week. Hope you enjoyed the session. Please let me know your feedback on the WhatsApp group, whether it was good, bad, mediocre, I don't know. Let me know your feedback on the group and I hope to see you all in the classes this week. See you guys. Bye-bye.
excuse me, sir. I have one more question.
Yes.
You have mentioned in the last slide that as the fourth bonus, that we can attend the Mystic Rose International Institute graduation. So is that for this the one you are?
Yes. So that is if you do the diploma, you get to go for the graduation. Correct? If you do the
That
diploma
means
qualification,
their one, right? That means their
correct.
institute.
So we do the graduation at Hilton. So you go as one of my students. Yeah.
Sir, excuse me. After finishing this program, shall we join the diploma program?
No. This is the
Ah.
diploma program. I go through the same syllabus as the diploma program. So you don't have to do the program again. Once you complete
Okay, sir.
my
Thank you very much.
program, if you want to, you can pay the examining body and sit for the diploma exam. Clear?
Exam. Okay, okay.
Okay.
We have to pay if I sit for the examination.
Correct. You
Diploma.
have to pay if you are sitting
Oh.
for the diploma. Correct.
Oh, let me know the payment, sir.
Sure, sure. So that you can pay directly to the examining body after my program is done, right?
Done. Oh.
But if you want to join my program, right, just take a screenshot of this page and send it on the WhatsApp group. Clear?
Oh, sir, sometimes every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m., 2 hours once a time in a week.
Correct. Once a week, every
Online program.
Thursday from 7:30 to 9:30.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, 4 months continuously.
4 months continuously.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Okay. All
Sir,
right,
we
guys.
don't get
Yeah.
to attend their graduation if we just do this your course, no? We have to do
No.
their diploma as well, right?
Correct. You have to do their diploma. So through my course, I train you for the diploma. So you only need to pay the exam fee to sit for the diploma. It's like, think of it as doing the IELTS exam. You're following an IELTS course, and whether you sit for the exam or not is up to you. So you pay me the course fee, you pay them an exam fee. Clear? All right. Okay. All right, guys. Wish you guys
It's
all
a
the very
great
best.
you upload
And
the
hope to see you guys this week. Bye bye.